The ocean has always been a frontier of mystery, a place where the familiar rules of life on land dissolve into something alien and immense, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the shadowed depths where the giant squid drifts, a creature so enormous, so unlike anything we see on the surface, that it seems almost imagined. For centuries, sailors told stories of monsters with tentacles that could drag ships beneath the waves, tales dismissed as exaggeration or myth, but now, science reveals that these legends were not far from the truth. The giant squid, Architeuthis dux, is a living paradox, an animal of incredible size, sometimes exceeding 13 meters from tentacle tip to mantle, yet it moves through a world where light barely penetrates, where pressure crushes the unwary, and where survival depends on senses and adaptations that defy human intuition. Its body is a study in extremes, a mantle filled with water rather than air, enabling it to glide silently through the dark. Eyes the size of dinner plates, capable of detecting the faintest shimmer of bioluminescence, and arms lined with suckers rimmed with tiny teeth, tools for gripping a meal that might weigh hundreds of kilograms. But even beyond the sheer physicality, the giant squid's existence challenges our understanding of what is normal in evolution. Its neural anatomy, sensory structures, and reproductive strategies appear almost alien, as if it belongs to a parallel evolutionary experiment where the rules of life are rewritten in the language of deep water. What is it about this creature that has made it both so elusive and so terrifying to humans for centuries? Part of the answer lies in its environment. The deep ocean is not just dark. It is an ecosystem defined by scarcity, where energy is precious, prey is rare, and the line between hunter and hunted is razor-thin. In these depths, the giant squid has evolved to become a ghostly apex predator, yet its life is also a constant negotiation with the unseen. Sperm whales that dive after it, colossal underwater currents, and prey that can vanish into the blackness without a trace. Its behavior is largely inferred from rare encounters, carcasses found washed ashore, and video glimpses captured by deep-sea explorers, creating a narrative that is equal parts scientific deduction and cinematic reconstruction. Each of these encounters reveals a creature that is perfectly adapted to an environment that would kill most other life forms almost instantly, yet in a way that is so unlike terrestrial life that we struggle to find analogues. Its tentacles, sometimes tipped with hooks, are capable of incredible flexibility and strength, allowing it to ensnare agile prey in near-total darkness. Its beak, a hard, sharp mouthpiece hidden within the arms, can slice through flesh with terrifying efficiency. And yet, for all its power, the giant squid remains profoundly enigmatic. We do not know its lifespan with certainty, its mating rituals are inferred, but never directly observed, and its daily habits are almost entirely a matter of speculation, pieced together from fragments of evidence. Even its very name, Architeuthis, hints at a grandeur that feels almost mythic, a primordial ruler of a kingdom we barely understand. There is also a subtle horror to its existence, the kind that creeps into the imagination once you realize the scale at which it operates. A creature of this size and power, moving silently through a realm where humans are helpless intruders, is a reminder that our world is just a sliver of what actually exists. In the cold, crushing depths, life follows a logic that is alien and beautiful, where gigantism is possible because the rules of metabolism, predation, and survival are rewritten. Some scientists speculate that such extremes are possible because the ocean's depth allows for a stable, energy-constrained ecosystem, where the pressures of predation and competition favor size in unexpected ways, while others focus on the role of scarce but high-energy prey, like deep-sea fish and other cephalopods, which support such a massive predator. The giant squid's eyes, for instance, may be the largest in the animal kingdom, and are perfectly tuned to detect the faintest flicker of light produced by bioluminescent organisms or the shadow of a predator moving far above. In a way, these eyes are a window into a world that humans cannot directly perceive, a sensory universe ruled by contrasts too subtle for our own eyes, yet vital for survival. And then there is the question of intelligence. Cephalopods are renowned for their problem-solving skills, their ability to manipulate objects, and their complex behaviors, yet the giant squid remains almost entirely beyond our cognitive grasp. Its brain is relatively small compared to its body, yet the neural pathways controlling movement, prey capture, and sensory integration must be extraordinarily sophisticated to allow it to survive in an environment so hostile, so vast, and so unforgiving. We can only imagine the kind of evolutionary pressure that shaped such an organism. A predator that must detect, pursue, and capture prey in near-total darkness, while simultaneously avoiding one of the few creatures capable of killing it outright, the sperm whale. There is an eerie elegance in this design, a reminder that evolution does not strive for beauty, but for function, and yet, in function, it achieves something far beyond mere utility. The giant squid's life is a constant negotiation with the unknown. Each hunt is a gamble in an environment where failure can mean instant death. Each movement through the water is calibrated, precise, and invisible to all but the most sensitive eyes. And though we humans have only glimpsed it in fleeting moments, the squid's presence has shaped our myths, our fears, and our stories about the ocean. Sailors spoke of tentacled monsters dragging ships into the depths. Poets and naturalists speculated on its immense power. And now, as our technology allows us to witness it in situ, the line between legend and science blurs. Its reality is stranger than fiction. In these first encounters, captured by submersibles and deep-sea cameras, we see something that is both terrifying and mesmerizing. A creature that moves with the grace of a dancer, yet possesses the strength of a machine. Its skin, covered in chromatophores, can shift in subtle patterns, perhaps to communicate or camouflage. Its arms, capable of independent movement, execute complex maneuvers that make it appear as though it is thinking in multiple dimensions at once. It is not just the scale or the power that fascinates us, it is the incomprehensibility, the realization that life on Earth can evolve along trajectories so unlike our own that they feel almost alien. And yet, the giant squid is not immortal, nor untouched by the rules of biology. Its size may protect it from most predators, but its world is full of challenges. Oxygen levels vary, prey is scarce, and the threat of deep-diving whales is ever present. Its existence is a testament to resilience and adaptation. A living reminder that the ocean is not a passive backdrop, but a crucible where extremes are possible. As we continue to explore the deep, each new discovery forces us to confront our assumptions about what life can be, what is possible, and what remains hidden. The giant squid is not just a creature of the deep, it is a symbol of the ocean's mysteries, a living embodiment of the line where science meets imagination, where terror meets awe, and where the normal rules of life are suspended. In understanding it, we begin to understand the depths themselves and the limits of our own perception. The giant squid moves in silence, in darkness, and in a realm that we may never truly inhabit, yet its presence reshapes our understanding of life, evolution, and the sheer scale of possibility beneath the waves. Its story is not just about a creature, but about a world that remains largely invisible to us, a world that continues to challenge, to terrify, and to inspire. The first glimpses of a giant squid in its natural habitat reveal not just a creature, but a complex system of survival honed over millions of years, a biological machine designed for a world where every movement, every sense, and every decision matters. In this depth, light is almost non-existent, reduced to the faintest glimmer from bioluminescent organisms, and yet the squid navigates with astonishing precision, guided by an array of sensory adaptations that border on the supernatural. Its eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, are not mere organs of vision, they are finely tuned instruments, capable of detecting the smallest contrasts in the dim blue light of the deep, registering movement that would be invisible to almost any other predator. These eyes, nearly the size of dinner plates, are a product of extreme selection pressure. In an environment where the difference between spotting prey or predator can be a matter of life or death, evolution favors the extraordinary. Yet vision is only one part of its sensory arsenal. The giant squid is also equipped with statocysts, balance organs that allow it to sense orientation in 3 dimensions, and a lateral line-like system that detects vibrations in the surrounding water. This combination of senses creates a form of perception that is alien to us, a way of experiencing the ocean as a fluid and dynamic environment in which even the slightest disturbance can reveal hidden prey or an approaching predator. Its arms and tentacles are marvels of biomechanics. Lined with powerful suckers, some tipped with tiny hooks, they can exert incredible force, yet remain dexterous enough to manipulate objects independently. The arrangement allows the squid to capture, hold, and subdue prey with an efficiency that seems almost predatory ballet. The tentacles, often longer than the mantle itself, act like a spring-loaded trap, shooting forward to snare prey, and then retracting to deliver it to the beak, hardened, chitinous structure, capable of cutting through the toughest flesh. Observations suggest that the squid's approach to hunting is not simply brute force. It employs subtle strategies, stalking and ambushing prey with a level of coordination that hints at advanced neural processing. Its nervous system, though compact relative to its enormous body, is wired in a way that allows simultaneous processing of multiple sensory inputs, coordinating precise motor control across its arms while maintaining vigilance for the threats that lurk above and below. The squid's beak, hidden within a complex arrangement of arms, is a lethal tool, capable of slicing through the exoskeletons of crustaceans and the flesh of deep-sea fish. Surrounding it, the radula, a ribbon of microscopic teeth, acts almost like a conveyor belt, further processing food before it reaches the stomach. This combination of specialized feeding structures underscores a crucial truth. In the deep sea, nothing is wasted, and every adaptation serves multiple purposes, maximizing survival in an ecosystem where energy is scarce. One of the most intriguing aspects of the giant squid is its reproductive biology, which remains shrouded in mystery. Males possess a specialized arm, the hectocotylus, used to transfer spermatophores to the female. Yet the process occurs in near-total darkness, and scientists have only pieced together its mechanics through inference and rare specimen examination. Females, once inseminated, produce enormous eggs, each about the size of a golf ball, suspended in gelatinous clusters that float through the midwater. The sheer scale of this reproductive strategy suggests an evolutionary trade-off. Fewer offspring, but each with a higher likelihood of survival due to size and immediate swimming ability. This reproductive strategy may also explain the scarcity of adult encounters. Mature squids are few, widely dispersed, and spend much of their lives in isolation, emerging primarily to mate, then disappearing back into the abyss. Survival, however, is not simply about predation or reproduction. It is also a matter of energy efficiency. The giant squid's mantle is primarily water, making it neutrally buoyant, reducing energy expenditure while allowing rapid bursts of movement. Jet propulsion, achieved by expelling water through a siphon, allows for sudden accelerations that can surprise prey or evade predators, while its streamlined body minimizes drag in the dense, high-pressure environment. The muscular and nervous systems work in concert to allow these movements to be both powerful and precise, a necessity when the margin between capturing prey and going hungry can be measured in meters. Despite these adaptations, the giant squid exists under constant threat. Deep-diving sperm whales, among the few predators capable of taking on an adult squid, hunt relentlessly, leaving scars and tentacle remnants in the remains recovered from whale stomachs. These encounters reveal a brutal side of deep-sea ecology, a life of constant danger, where even an apex predator is not safe. In these interactions, the squid's size is both an advantage and a liability. Its immense bulk allows it to overpower smaller prey, but it also makes it a visible target to whales using echolocation to detect movement in the dark. The bioluminescent organisms of the deep add another layer of complexity, both aiding and hindering the squid. Light produced by smaller creatures can betray the squid's presence, but it may also be exploited as camouflage, creating counterillumination that breaks up its silhouette against the faint residual light from above. Observations of carcasses washed ashore reveal a wealth of information about these interactions. Scars from suckers, wounds likely inflicted by whales, and evidence of parasitic infestations that, while not lethal, must be tolerated throughout life. Even in death, the giant squid continues to tell a story about the pressures of life in the deep ocean, a narrative written in flesh, muscle, and survival. The complexity of the squid's behavior extends to its communication, or at least what we can infer as signaling. Chromatophores, the pigmented cells that allow rapid changes in skin color and pattern, are likely used for multiple functions: camouflage, threat displays, or subtle interactions with conspecifics. In the deep sea, where visual signals are limited by the absence of light, even small changes can convey critical information over short distances, influencing mating, aggression, or social spacing. Yet much of this behavior remains speculative, a reminder of how little we truly know about a life that occurs in an environment hostile to human observation. And then there is the question of intelligence. Cephalopods in general demonstrate problem-solving ability, curiosity, and complex motor control. But the giant squid remains almost entirely unstudied in this regard due to its inaccessibility. Its brain-to-body ratio is smaller than that of its shallow water relatives, yet the intricate control of tentacle movement, coordination of jet propulsion, and environmental awareness suggest a sophisticated integration of sensory input and motor output that is functionally impressive, even if we cannot measure it in conventional terms. In essence, the giant squid operates in a world that we cannot experience directly, one where the rules of perception, energy, and behavior diverge dramatically from our terrestrial intuition. Its life is a careful balance between hunting and hiding, moving and sensing, surviving and reproducing, all in a realm where a single mistake can be fatal. Even the act of swimming is an energy negotiation. Bursts of speed must be balanced with long periods of passive drift. Sensory input must be prioritized, and every movement coordinated to maximize efficiency. In this, the giant squid becomes a lens through which we can understand the deep ocean itself, a place governed by extremes where evolutionary pressures create life forms that are almost incomprehensible in their scale, function, and subtlety. And yet, for all its mystery and alien adaptations, the giant squid is also a creature of instinct, of biological imperatives honed over millions of years. It embodies the paradox of deep-sea life, immense yet elusive, terrifying yet graceful, solitary yet bound to the rhythms of an ecosystem we are only beginning to glimpse. Its existence challenges our understanding of evolution, ecology, and the very definition of normal life. By studying it, even indirectly, we uncover principles that extend far beyond a single species, revealing the remarkable ways in which life can adapt to extremes, how behavior and anatomy can converge to solve problems imposed by an environment utterly unlike our own. The giant squid is not just an apex predator. It is a testament to the ingenuity of evolution, a living archive of adaptations to one of the most inhospitable habitats on Earth, and a creature whose story bridges the line between myth and reality, between fear and fascination, between science and imagination. The life of the giant squid, while extraordinary, is ultimately fleeting, a testament to the harsh realities of the deep ocean, where even the largest and most formidable creatures are not immune to the slow, persistent forces of mortality and extinction. Despite its immense size and adaptations, this species exists at the mercy of its environment. Oxygen levels fluctuate, food sources are unpredictable, and predation by sperm whales and other deep-sea hunters is relentless. Each encounter, each survival, is a delicate balance of energy, movement, and sensory awareness. Yet for all its mastery of the deep, the giant squid remains vulnerable to forces beyond its control. Fossil records, although sparse due to the fragile nature of cephalopod bodies, hint at a long evolutionary history of gigantism in squid-like organisms, suggesting that the pressures of deep-sea life have repeatedly favored size and sensory sophistication as keys to survival. These glimpses into the past reveal a lineage that has persisted through mass extinctions, oceanic shifts, and the rise and fall of competitors, yet one that remains intimately tied to a precarious ecological niche. The giant squid's mortality is intertwined with its reproductive strategy. Few offspring, produced in enormous eggs, must navigate the same unforgiving depths that their parents inhabit. Most never survive to adulthood, eaten by predators or lost to the vastness of the abyss, a stark reminder of the brutal efficiency of deep-sea ecosystems. Yet in this struggle, there is an elegance, a poetry in survival that transcends human perception. The giant squid's life story is a narrative of adaptation, endurance, and the extraordinary possibilities of evolution in extreme environments. Its existence forces us to reconsider our assumptions about life, scale, and the limits of perception. By observing its interactions, we gain insight into the broader mechanics of the deep-sea world, the delicate balance of predator and prey, the strategies of energy conservation, the integration of sensory inputs into survival behavior, and the evolutionary pathways that create organisms capable of thriving where humans cannot. In contemplating the giant squid, we confront more than biology, we confront philosophy. Its life, largely hidden from view, is a reflection of the limits of human knowledge and the vastness of what we have yet to understand. The creature embodies a truth about the natural world, that normalcy is a human construct, defined by our own scale, perception, and experience. In the deep, normality is a foreign concept. There, survival demands extremes, adaptations beyond our imagination, and a constant negotiation with forces both seen and unseen.